I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. Something's up, man. Something's up. Psychological warfare. Yeah. I think I want to go back to what Sway was kind of doing with his show with D1. And shout out Sway. Shout out Wake Up Show. I worked with Sway. And I'll say right now that I know he always said, yo, you got to get on the inside first and then change it from within the inside. And I think that that's what he's doing with bringing rappers like D1 on his show, because he understands that it's time that we start paying a little bit more attention to conscious rappers. And it's so interesting to me. Well, not really, but as you look at these Grammy nominees, you know, for best rap album and all that, most of these rappers, Drake, 21 Savage, other than Killer Mike, Metro Boomin, and Nas, other than Nas and Killer Mike, these rappers ain't really talking about nothing. I mean, I listened to the Utopia album a few times, you know, beginning to end. And I got to tell you that when I listened to that album, it was cool. He had cool beats, cool rhythm, but he wasn't saying anything on that album. He wasn't talking about nothing. He ain't talking about nothing. Just partying, sex, and drugs. That's all. That's all that whole album was. That's all I got from that album. That's just the party album. What was the part?
Somebody who they ain't never even met before. You heard me? And who are like, I'm ride or die behind this artist or behind, or they love to hit me with, well, you only talking about female artists. You're not talking about male artists. Man, I call anything out from anybody, male or female. You know what I'm saying? My first big song was what?
About men.
J50 and Wheezy.
Yeah, the three giants.
Yeah, come on, man. So nah, at the end of the day, there's some people who just get upset with the fact that I will boldly stand for righteousness, even if it means that my quote unquote popularity will suffer, because I wasn't put here to be unanimously accepted by the whole world. If I'm doing all that little code switching to where I'm cool with everybody and everybody love me, then nah, something ain't right. I want to be known for being a bold man of God who talent could stand up next to anybody in the industry, but who was not a slave to any of this, which is why I wanted to tear this up on air.
Hold on, man. Get a close up on that, man.
Yeah, I got to tear this up on air.
Get that close up.
Just, this is liberation for people at home.
So he tore up $1. At first I thought it was 100, but let me go to the part where he was talking about mental health in hip hop. That was an interesting part right there.
Then you talked about a while back was the mental health of the culture in the community. Talk to me about how do you view it right now, and how are those ways we can improve it?
All right. The mental health of hip hop is in such a state of cognitive dissonance having to be practiced on a daily basis, meaning we are actively creating and consuming content that deep down we know this is not healthy for us. This is not what we need to be putting out there into the world.
I'm so glad that he said that, man, in this interview. I'm so glad that he said that in this interview, because I was thinking exactly the same thing, man, that when we see these videos, like for instance, I just saw this video of, let me see if I can find this real quick. Yeah, I saw this video that No Jumper, of course, put out on Twitter of these kids who appeared to be black robbing an Amazon truck. And yeah, the Amazon person's just there. And it's like, this is what we glorify. Again, these are the type of videos that we laugh at. Like you see the person even put the laughing emojis right here, right? You're going to go ahead and put those laughing emojis right there. Like, this is something that's funny. And I'm telling y'all, we need to stop watching these types of videos or laughing at these types of videos. Now, I know that that's going to be hard to be done on Twitter, but I think that it's something that we should stop consuming. So I was really happy that D1 had said this, because I was thinking the exact same thing about that.
But because it's so catchy and because it has a dope beat underneath it, we continue to push it out there. You got managers who are taking advantage of their artists. They know their artist is on a fast track to hell. They know their artist is on a fast track to jail or to the graveyard, but they want that commission off of that artist. And they know, like, I'm going to keep exploiting them, because the world seems to be infatuated with seeing them push themselves to the limit. And as a manager, as an OG, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to collect my commission. That is a mental health illness that we have. That's almost like, that's predatory, you know what I mean? And for these artists, think about it like this, yo.
I'll say this, man. I'll add to that. It's not just that it's predatory. It's also that it's slavery. It's mental slavery that's being pushed. It's also psychological warfare that people need to understand what's going on. And the reason why you don't like that type of music that came out during the golden era is because the mainstream media has pushed the agenda to not listen to that type of music and to say like, that's trash, that's whack. They even putting out rappers that disrespect what came out back in the days. But what do they do for rock stars? What do they do for them? They all pay tribute to the Beatles. They all look up to the Rolling Stones. They all look up to Led Zeppelin. They all look up to all these bands that came out before them, and they all show respect to that. But what do they do in hip hop culture? Nah, they make you trash the 90s. They make you trash the 80s. They make you trash, Sugar Hill Gang and all them. They make you trash all those rappers, and they say, nah, that ain't what's real. That's not dope. This is what's dope. This is what's hot. But it's great that we have artists like D1 coming on a big platform like Sway and saying this.
In real life, if you do or glorify bad things, there's death, there's jail time, and there's dishonor waiting for you.
Yeah.
In the rap game, if you do or glorify bad things, there's money, fame, popularity, and legendary status waiting for you. That's why everybody want to be a rapper. They're like, oh, I could be a rapper and glorify all this negative stuff and be looked at as a legend and get paid and popular off of it. But if I do that in the real world, and if I don't have the umbrella of saying I'm a rapper doing this, then I probably go to jail or get murked behind that. Or
That's real.
That's what I mean when I say the mental health of hip hop is in just a crazy place. Cause you either got commissioners, that's record labels. It's the 3 C's. It's creators, consumers, and
Yeah, man. I mean, he's yeah, man.
commissioners. Yeah.
He's dropping the knowledge right there, man. I gotta say, man, after hearing him say those words, I was like, yo, man, respect to D1. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm definitely down to see more of what this brother gotta say about the industry, the record industry. I mean, we're all aware of it. And I think that right now, conscious rap is starting to make a comeback. I do believe that because I think people are getting tired of the music. I mean, did y'all see that interview with Ebro and Offset? And Offset's trying to talk about how the music it's just repetitive. But it's funny because y'all was making that same type of music. I mean, yeah, y'all had some hits. But come on, man. And I mean, it's just sounding like just repetitive. And I think everybody is getting tired of that. And that's the reason why record sales in hip hop or record sales in rap music have declined over the last, well, they said this year. I'm really thinking it's been the last few years, but we'll see.